What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody is healthy and well today. Welcome, all my new supporters. Today, we'll be reacting to German table manners, German dining etiquette. This should be interesting. This should be very interesting. I really love going over these simple etiquette videos. And I say simple, but apparently to the rest of the world, it's not so simple, considering the amount of people I see on a day-to-day basis who don't show proper etiquette in public. So I can't even imagine. Well, I guess I can imagine, what they do at home or out with their friends or their partner or even alone. Oh, man. Some of these people don't got no manners for real. Let's jump right into it and see how you guys are doing things out there in Germany. It should be a lot of common sense stuff that we do in every country now. There should be nothing different or crazy, It really shouldn't. I feel like everybody should be doing these things.
Make sure you keep your mouth closed while chewing. Eating out.
That's the first one? Oh, I think that was just like an example. I know too many people that be talking. Strac. Last week, like.
Make sure you keep your
quick
mouth
way to get under my
while
skin.
chewing.
I can't stand. I'm like just blocking my face. Then you go spit on me.
Country is sometimes intimidating. Therefore, in this video, I would like to share a few tips with you how to dine out in Germany and not get embarrassed.
Alright.
If you don't know me yet, my name is Marta from Cooking the World and I am a food guide, blogger and traveler based in Frankfurt. If you are interested in traditional food, please subscribe to our channel. We post one video a week which goes live on Sunday morning.
Okay, nice. Okay, so it's 15 rules. We got 15 rules.
I've been working as a food guide for the past 2 years and I need to tell you that I've seen a lot of things, how people eat and how people behave in the restaurant. And unfortunately, not all of them were okay. So the first subject I would like to talk to you about is seating. So if I go out to the restaurant in Germany, I would actually wait to be seated. Even if some restaurants would allow you to choose the table for yourself, I think it's just more polite.
What restaurant y'all got in Germany? You can't do that in the US. They gonna yell at you. They might kick you out. If you seat yourself in the US, your waiter or waitress automatically is not going to like you. They're gonna be like, oh, I see what type of people I gotta deal with. Entitled. Which means you're not getting that big of a tip. Oh, they're gonna have you running back and forth doing all this stuff for the lowest of a tip. It's usually those type of customers, for real. The ignorant ones. I'ma just see, because you gotta meet the hostess first in the US at least. Hi, party of what? How many at least? Can I know what table to give you? You know what I'm saying? Can I give you a menu? Nothing. They sit down at the table. You ain't even got no menus. You all staring at each other, looking crazy. Has anybody helped you yet?
In Germany, I would actually wait to be seated. Even if some restaurants would allow you to choose the table for yourself, I think it's just more polite.
I didn't know that.
Table for yourself, you need to be aware of the fact that some of the tables are called Stammtisch, and those tables are kind of reserved for regular guests. Sometimes you can see the sign on the tables, but usually this is something what the waiter or waitress would know. While walking into the restaurant, please take off your hat, and as soon as you found your table, make sure that you hang your coat on the rack somewhere. The restaurant owner...
I've seen a lot of people eating with their hats and coats on. Now, what if it's cold? What if it's cold and it doesn't matter what you have on under? This is a strict rule in Germany. Take that jacket off. Even if it's like a dress jacket, perhaps? Interesting. I'm just saying, I'm just asking, because I've seen a lot of people in the US, eat with those type of hats on, possibly after church or something. They don't take it off. They keep it all on.
Make sure that you hang your coat on the rack.
Although a lot of restaurants in the US don't have stuff where you can hang your coat up in your hat. You gotta like put the coat behind you. Behind your chair. If you're sitting in like those booster tables, you gotta just put your jacket behind you and sit back on it. Put your hat on the table, or put your hat on the table. I've seen people put their hat on the table, which is kind of crazy though. Or they put it like besides them on the seat. the seating area, which is crazy as well, putting your hat on a seating area. But you see, it doesn't work out either way. I mean, you gotta accommodate for the customers a little bit more in the U.S., man. That way we could do things like this. I like this
Your
job.
table, make sure that you hang your coat on the rack somewhere. The restaurant owners or waitresses and waitresses, they don't like having the coats hanging near the seating. And also be aware of the fact that
Like, imagine somebody, a waitress or a waiter, trip over your jacket, drinks, everything go fly, food, everything, and you turn around, sir, it's your jacket. You're not supposed to have this here. It's your fault. Now everybody looking at you. It will not be me.
Hanging near the seating. And also be aware of the fact that in Germany, especially in the traditional restaurants, you can share a table with somebody else and you don't need to feel intimidated. It is normal. When it's about ordering, as soon as you get the menu, please do your job, choose your drink, choose your food, and then order straight away. The thing is that in traditional German restaurant, you
Wait a minute. Choose what you want to order ASAP. Yeah, like as soon as you get the menu and sit down, like you should already had it in your mind on the way to the restaurant what you wanted to eat because you know this restaurant, even if you didn't. Maybe have an idea. But if it's somewhere completely new, I understand. All right, I understand. At least look at the menu real quick and order. Too many times people that came to the table, you know. Are you guys ready to order? Give us a few more minutes. Dang, it's been 10 minutes already. You come back, are you guys ready now? We just need some more time. Just, we're just looking still. I don't think y'all understand how that affects the waitress and the waiters. I'm not talking to you guys in Germany, though. I'm talking to my fellow Americans. Like, that's why I be getting anxious when I be out in public places. I hate taking up people's time. Like, I just hate slowing people down, for real.
right away. The thing is that in traditional German restaurant, you usually not a king. The waiter or the waitress is the king, and they're gonna come to you whenever they have time and not when you are ready. Don't get me wrong, in nicer restaurants, this is definitely a case. But if you end up in a very traditional place, like for example here in Frankfurt, the Appelwein Tavern, that's gonna be completely different. When you are with a bigger group of people also, the first who order is the oldest woman and the last the youngest man. Also, be aware of the fact that in Germany we don't order tap water. It is impolite. We do drink water.
Wait a minute. Ordering tap water's impolite? I need you to focus real quick. Wait. Listen, I didn't know that. What makes it impolite?
We don't order tap water. It is impolite. We do drink water from the tap, but we don't drink it in the restaurants. Usually in the traditional German restaurants, if you order tap water, you're not gonna receive it. Also, you need to be aware of the fact that when ordering water, you're actually gonna get sparkling water to the table. So if you would like to have still, you're gonna need to mention this. The next thing is gonna be drinking. If somebody is making a toast, we actually do toast with alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. Please make sure you keep the eye contact when toasting. It is considered bad luck if you don't do this. And also,
I didn't know
for
that.
your information, many of the traditional restaurants in Germany don't have ice in their soft drinks. And this is not because they don't want to give you ice, they literally don't have ice machines. But
I asked this question before, It was specifically for beer. And a lot of people was like, no, Strac. We don't go ahead and put ice in it now, okay? You had to educate me on that because I don't drink alcohol. I don't do none of that, So you guys had to educate me. But then I said, what about all beverages? And it says juice, no water, no ice. A lot of people are like, no, it's coming cold already. Like it's getting dispensed like at that temperature as if it had ice in the drink already, or let me know, please. Or is it room temperature? Please let me know, guys. Because a lot of Germans tell me that they don't drink their beverages with ice. It's interesting though. I want to know, is the drink coming out, nice and cold already? I don't need no ice then either. Let me get more drink in my cup then. You're filling up with all this ice. Highway robbery. You know what I'm saying? I want to see how the Germans is doing it for real. Y'all know something that I don't. You know something that I don't.
This is not because they don't want to give you ice, they literally don't have ice machines. But on the good note, the drinks come from the fridge. Usually the portions in the German restaurants are pretty big, so we don't eat 3 courses. The most that we actually eat is only 2. So if you don't want to eat such a big portion, you can always ask if they do 2/3 or a half portion. This way you can actually try more. So now let's move on to eating. If you see a napkin on the table, even if it's a paper one, we usually put it in your lap. When are you leaving the table temporarily, please put the napkin on the chair, and when you go back, pick it up and put it again.
Wait a minute. Okay, this is where I might slip up.
Try more. So now let's move on to eating. If you see a napkin on the table, even if it's a paper one, we usually put it in your lap. When are you leaving the table temporarily, please put the napkin on the chair, and when you go back, pick it up and put it again in your lap. In Germany...
Oh! So, me and my family, we out in Germany. We go to a restaurant. Long story short, I see the table. We go to sit down. Bada bing, they got the napkins, this and that. I go ahead and get the napkin. And I sit down and I place it on my legs, my thighs, my lap. And basically, I'll eat my food, enjoy whatever. If I gotta run to the bathroom, take that off and place it on the seat, not the table. You place it on the seat, meaning, does it like show basically this seat is occupied? Somebody is currently away at the moment. Maybe it shows that. And then you come back and you put that napkin back on your lap. Interesting. Now, I go to German restaurants. I'm going to see kids doing this and everything. That's really cool, though. To be able to see, like, the youth have that much discipline, too. Or is it, like, strictly the adults? Do you let the kids slide, or do the adults be like, oh, don't forget your napkin, put it on your lap? I mean, this is German parenting at its finest. Of course you guys are telling your kids the right things to do. It ain't the U.S. It ain't the U.S. You guys actually want to teach your kids, not be friends with them.
On the chair, and when you go back, pick it up and put it again in your lap. In Germany, it's also very common that the food for the whole group doesn't arrive at the same time. But that doesn't mean that you can actually start eating as soon as you get your food. I think it's okay to ask if you can start with your food as soon as you get it, rather than start eating it straight away. Yeah. While eating, remember to keep your hands on the table, but your elbows off the table. And now we come to the most important...
Man, I see so many people up in them restaurants like this. Talking to each other on dates and everything. You may be nervous, but I've seen couples like this. Or maybe she's fascinated, and maybe he's nervous because he's playing with his hands like this on the table. I done seen it all in them restaurants, man. Sometimes people can't help it and not understand. But that don't mean it's okay in Germany, though. Confidence. It's really a lot of times when I see elbows on the tables where people are not as confident, If you're comfortable, they're like more so like this or chilling, talking. But like I've seen a lot of like tense people. They're like this. They're like, oh, here with it, and you could definitely tell sometimes who's on that first date. Brother, take your elbows off the table, man. You go and drop your utensils.
The table, but your elbows off the table. And now we come to the most important one, and I know that for so many of you this is still a pain, but we really eat with a fork and knife at the same time. That means that you try to keep both of them in your hands during the whole meal. I have seen many people...
I'm really greedy as a person, Like, I love food. If I'm hungry and I'm eating, if I don't need the knife, that's fine, right? As long as I still hold it in my hand, right? I don't care about holding a knife. That's perfectly fine with me. As I can just hold the knife just in case, right? but keep the fork there and just, work away with the fork? What if I'm not using the knife for something like this? Are people gonna look at me like, what is he doing? And like, do people expect me to cut, even if I can just pick it up with the fork? Would you guys expect me to use the fork and cut it to a smaller piece? Smaller portion, maybe, please? Let me know, please. Let me know, man. I don't want to make no mistakes. This is why I'm asking these questions. No, I don't judge, guys. I'm going to ask a lot of questions, though. Make sure I got this down.
With a fork and knife at the same time. I don't know if I've
ever, even a steak. I don't even eat a steak with it in my hand. I kind of just, and put that thing down. Or sometimes I cut it all up at once sometimes. And then just put the knife down because I don't want to hold it the whole time. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. I guess I got to practice that. That way it becomes secondhand nature when I'm eating my meals.
This is still a pain, but we really eat with a fork and knife at the same time.
For anything though, like
you try to keep both of them in your hands during the whole meal. I have seen many people that would just cut like we would, and they would put the knife back and they would take the fork and they eat it, which is very weird for us.
Well, if you think about it, that's kind of doing a lot though, especially if you grubbing down on a meal. Man, I'm not about to pick the knife up, put the knife down with my fork and keep doing that, So I understand that. I do.
Knife back and they will take the fork and they eat it, which is very weird for us. So I think that much easier is when you just don't switch. And when you are done with your food,
okay, this may be a crazy question. How you guys eating your pizza? Well, before you go judging me though and bashing me in the comments, I can't believe he just asked that. I've seen a lot of people, even in the US, all different types of cultures as well. They eat the pizza with a fork and a knife because it's basically still like a pasta. But in the US, we'll kind of consider it handheld. But if like really looking at different cultures and stuff, they straight up eat it with a fork and a knife. Like I just.
Much easier is when you just don't switch. And when you are done with your food, please put your cutlery parallel to the table. Could you please let me know in the comments down below if those rules also apply in your country, or are there any other rules that we have to follow from your country when we visit it? So the next pretty big subject is paying and tipping. And also, it's okay to ask for a doggy bag if you haven't finished your food. I even think that it's more polite to take the food home rather than leave it on the plate so they can throw it away. So usually...
Yeah, I need that doggy bag. I don't waste food. I need that.
If you are finished with your food and you don't want any more drinks, you're gonna have to ask for a bill. So the bill's not gonna come automatically to your table when you don't order anything else. When it's about the tip, usually a service charge is not included in the German restaurant. So I usually leave between 10 or 15% if I really like the service. If you didn't like it, you don't have to leave anything. That's also fine. So those would be the tips from my side.
Really?
Now you know exactly how to behave in the German restaurant, and I hope that now you gain some confidence. If you are coming to Frankfurt though, I have prepared a special guide to visit Frankfurt Apelwein Tavern, so please go ahead and watch this video next.
Yeah, I know a lot of people I won't be bringing to Germany with me. You will not make me look bad when I go out there. Absolutely not. Absolutely not on my behalf. No. Either watch the videos, educate yourself, or you don't come. Straight up. I gotta be strict. It gotta be a strict program when it comes to this. You're not gonna have me looking crazy. You know how embarrassed I'm gonna be if I'm up in that German restaurant and I got my people with me and they acting up and I'm that's like a nightmare for me. Like I keep thinking about that and it really is a nightmare for me. I'm not gonna lie. So I gotta make sure everybody's on point. Everybody's on their the same, you know, should I say everybody's on the same track, basically. Before traveling the world with family or friends and a spouse and this and that. I get a lot of anxiety when it comes to these things, man. I've been to a lot of countries. Every country does something differently. And you're definitely going to make some mistakes. Definitely. But as an adult now, we can educate ourselves. And you don't have to make mistakes. You don't. Please, guys, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, turn all post notifications on. Feel free to share this video and channel to your friends and family members. Your honest thoughts down below. Feel free to add on to this amazing list that was given to us today. Original video link will be down below in the description. Feel free to follow the Twitch and Kick for the live streams in the description, and subscribe to all my other YouTube channels as well, guys. Once again, thank you so much for joining me today to react to German table manners, German dining etiquette. Like I said, it's not so simple. It's not so simple, and none of this is common sense because every country does things differently, you know? It varies, and so do the people. Oh, help me. But at least I'll be educated, you know? And the people I happen to bring along in the future, they will be as well, and I can promise you that. You can count on me for that, you know? You get a man of my word. That's all a man really got, is word. You can count on me for that. Stay safe. I love you all. Did I like the video? We did like the video. I hope to catch you all in the next one.